I want to tell you something that might genuinely change the way you talk to your child for the rest of their life. But I'm going to ask you to wait for it. Because before I give it to you, I need you to understand something first. Something that took me a long time to really sit with. The word lazy. The one we use so easily, so casually, almost without thinking, does not really exist in traditional Japanese parenting. Not because Japanese children never seem unmotivated. They do. They're children. But because Japanese parents were taught, generations ago, that the word itself is a trap. And once you understand why, you'll never use it the same way again. Stick with me. By the end of this, I'm going to give you the exact phrase Japanese parents use instead. The one that does something completely different inside a child's mind. Here's the trap. When you call a child lazy, you are not describing a behavior. You are describing an identity. You are telling them, in that moment, this is who you are. And children, far more than we realize, become exactly what we tell them they are. Japanese parenting culture is built on a different belief entirely. It's called doryoku. It means effort. But more specifically, it carries a belief that runs underneath nearly all of Japanese education and parenting. The idea that ability is never fixed. That a child who struggles, who avoids, who seems unmotivated, is not revealing a permanent trait. They are revealing a temporary gap between where they are and where they have not yet learned to go. Now here's where I want you to do something with me. Just for a second. Think of the last time you called your child lazy. Even in your head, even if you never said it out loud. Got it? Now I want you to replace that thought with this one. What is making this hard for them right now? Feel the difference. One closes a door. The other opens one. This is exactly the shift Japanese parents are taught to make. Not to excuse poor effort. Not to let a child off the hook. But to get curious instead of conclusive. Because the moment you decide your child is lazy, you stop looking for the real reason. And the real reason is almost always there, quietly, waiting to be noticed. There's a second concept that sits right alongside this one. And it might be the most quietly powerful idea in all of Japanese childhood development. Kanjo. It roughly translates to fighting spirit, or grit. But it isn't something Japanese children are simply born with. It is built, deliberately, repeatedly, through something called ganbaru. To persevere. To keep showing up, even when it's hard. Even when the result isn't there yet. And here is the part that surprises most Western parents. Japanese teachers and parents do not praise a child for being smart. They praise the act of trying. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset found exactly this pattern. Children praised for effort persist longer through difficulty than children praised for natural ability. Tell a child they're smart, and they protect that label by avoiding hard things. Tell a child their effort matters, and they lean into hard things, because that's where the praise lives. Japan built an entire culture around that one psychological insight, long before it had a name in the West. So what does this actually sound like at home? Instead of, "You're so lazy, just do your homework," a Japanese parent might say, "I can see this part is hard for you right now. What's getting in the way?" Instead of, "Why can't you just try harder? What would it look like if you tried just one more time?" Notice what's missing from both of these. Judgment. Labels. Identity attacks. What's present instead is curiosity. Partnership. The quiet message, "I'm not against you. I'm here, figuring this out with you." And here's something to sit with, just for a moment, before we close. 10 years from now, your child won't remember most of what you said to them this week. But they will remember what they came to believe about themselves. Whether they were the lazy one, or whether they were someone who could struggle and stay, and eventually get there. That belief, built in moments exactly like this one, becomes the voice they carry into every hard thing they ever face as an adult. There is no lazy child. There is only a child who hasn't yet found their reason, their support, or their belief that trying is safe. Doryoku, kanjo, ganbaru, effort, Spirit. Perseverance. Not traits some children are born with and others aren't. Skills. Quietly built. One patient, curious moment at a time. If this shifted something for you today, share it with a parent who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep exploring how the world's most thoughtful cultures are raising resilient, capable children, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.